Most stereotypes you hear about teenagers are from older people. They say that we're privileged and that we don't respect public property and we don't respect hard working people.
I often hear a lot of older generations saying that we're apathetic, that we're lazy, that we don't care about a lot, especially ourselves.
Unfortunately, probably most of the stereotypes come from teachers and adults. I think teenagers, for the most part, would ask you not to put labels on them. They try their best to avoid them. So in terms of the things I've heard, lazy, unmotivated, apathetic.
I hear a lot of adults say that teenagers are hooligans and all we do is go out and drink and smoke and go to parties and stuff.
I think teenagers these days are under a lot of pressure to do a lot of different things and to perform in a whole bunch of arenas.
I always hear that teenagers are lazy, entitled, they don't care about anything.
I've been hearing stereotypes about teenagers since before I was a teenager. They've changed a little bit in the sense that when I was a kid, what I used to hear about teenagers is, oh, they're rough and they'll beat you up and they're juvenile delinquents. And I think that's shifted. So now I keep hearing, millennials and particularly teenagers, they're entitled, they're helicopter parented, they're lazy, they don't know how to work. And that seems to circulate maybe more than it should.
A lot of times I think it's more that they're misunderstood. They're considered gamers and sometimes people say that they're lazy or that they're unproductive, or some of the words that come across sometimes from the public in relation to our youth.
They kind of make me feel a little restricted, mainly just because when I go out places, I feel like adults are kind of watching you or hovering over you, kind of like they know you're going to do something wrong or that you're going to try to steal something or make a scene, which isn't really fair because they never really give us a chance to prove to them that we're something better than that.
It kind of offends me when I'll be talking to somebody and they'll be like, oh, so how old are you? And I'll say 15 and they'll say, oh, you don't act your age. You're mature, everyone my age is.
My name is Lacey Keown. I'm 18 years old and I'm the founder of 24 Strong. 24 Strong is a girls' empowerment program and a movement all across Canada. So that's my main focus. That's what I do. I lead programs for girls ages 9 to 18, mainly about building confidence and helping them achieve their dreams.
The main things I'm involved in are volunteering. So I'm the Key Club president at our school. I also volunteer at the Writing Center and I was Terry Fox committee president as well.
I'm on my school's student council. I've recently participated in the PEI Youth Parliament event, and I also run the school's debate club.
The main struggle that I had to deal with coming from other people was that people were saying I was too young to do what I'm doing, too young to teach other people how to be confident, and people were saying, how would she know how to help other people? She probably doesn't even know how to help herself. That's mainly what I was getting from people, and that was really frustrating because I knew that what I have to offer is valuable and I want to share it. So yeah, I definitely had to deal with oh, you're too young to do that.
For me, people are often surprised when I say what I do and all the volunteering that I do and extracurriculars because they're like, oh, young people do these things? They're really surprised that we actually are as involved as they want us to be. And I think that that's something that young people face a lot is because as a younger generation, people think that we're lazy and that we don't want to work as hard as past generations have to get what they want out of life.
Stereotypes about teenagers. They're all obsessed with social media, with Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
Just because you see a young person on their phone all the time, it does not mean that they're just doing nothing or wasting their time, because for myself and a ton of people that I know, that's our work. That's how I grew both of my companies. That's how I grow my own personal brand. That's how I've met all my best friends, is all through online, and it's so cool. So there's definitely negatives to using your phone all the time, but I don't want adults to continue to be like, oh my God, my kid is always on their phone, like they're wasting so much time. Like they're probably not. Like there's like literally billionaires who are like 20 years old and it's just off of them making content on their phone.
I see a lot of people who still look at someone on their phone and they assume either that they're just playing a game or just wasting time or just distracted. Our concepts of what professional work is and what valuable work is, which are not necessarily the same thing, all need to expand right now. We need to recognize that whether someone is looking at a book or is on a laptop, those can both be valid forms of reading, those can be valid forms of learning and working, and that the channels that we used to have to share what we're capable of have expanded.
Teenagers in the 21st century are the most connected generation ever. They have no trouble at all talking or messaging people on the other side of the planet, nor do they seem to be bothered by great distances. Traveling for them to other countries and other parts of the world is just easy.
Teenagers are active in building our future.
They're very adventurous, full of energy,
Creative.
compassionate.
They're not afraid to try things that many other generations wouldn't try.
My advice to other young people who want to make a change and want to do something that they're passionate about is to do it. Like, I know that sounds so like, oh, come on, I hear that all the time, but seriously, you just have to do it. If it's something you're passionate enough about, don't let anyone else stop you from doing that, because if that's what's going to make you happy, then you need to do it.
I think my message to young people would be there are many paths to having a good, successful, productive life, and your path will change, and keep changing with it, keep learning, keep growing.
Sometimes as adults, we're so quick to try to get our message out that sometimes our ears are closed and we're not hearing the messages that are coming in from our kids.
I would say be inspiring. There's so much mediocrity in the world. Either be inspiring or let yourself be inspired by the world. It's such an amazing place.